Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the price of Bitcoin and going over what I am currently seeing on the charts. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So Bitcoin's sitting at just under $19,000 and it did go under $19,000. Today it trended with the stock market. So I thought about something today, I thought about this new perspective, and I think it is going to be way more challenging. Like if you had to predict when Bitcoin stops correlating with traditional markets, I think that would be a more challenging prediction to make accurately versus when Bitcoin will bottom. Okay, so unfortunately Bitcoin still hardcore trending with traditional markets. I mean, we'll take a look at the 5-minute chart today. It's pretty wild. So weekly chart here, we're not close to that green crossing over the red, which is what I want to see. So I was looking at this red 9 and I'm like, okay, so, we could see potentially a little bit of a bounce off here, but whoa, look what happened at the last 9, red 9 printed on the chart. We saw this massive pullback. Look at this weekly candle. It had a high of 29,411 and a low of $20,071. So we could see some volatility incoming. Like I said, please be ready for a flash crash. Have your buy orders set. All right, let's go and take a look here at the daily chart on Bitcoin. Trending downwards as well, and I was mentioning to you guys that Bitcoin really needed to hold the low of this candle, which is 18,923, and it did not. The low of today's candle is 18,855. As this green crossed over the red, another bearish signal. I anticipate to see a continuous move to the downside. So this right here is the 12-hour chart, which that same price that Bitcoin has fallen below that. Not looking all that good. Let's take a look at the hourly chart here. Hourly chart still trending downwards, not really giving us any signs of a momentum shift. And same goes here to the 30-minute chart, which looks extremely weak. So what I did was I went to go look at the 5-minute chart today. And as you can see, this right here is actually the 10 a.m. reversal. But you can see once the stock market opened, this right here is a 930 candle right here. Bitcoin trended up a little bit and then it crashed. Well, I don't know if you call it a crash. It's kind of a dramatic word, but you could see it was about at just under 19.2 and then it fell to the 18,862 range. So that's kind of how things looked. And then as the day went on, after the 10 a.m. reversal, it trended upwards. And then it came down a little bit and then kind of started trading sideways. And so if you go over to SPY, traditional markets, this right here is the 5-minute chart. Let's see, it gapped down this morning. So this is like the 930 candle. So fell here and then also had the 10 a.m. reversal, but looked a little bit differently, fell a little bit harder. So actually the fluctuation seemed a little bit steeper on SPY today, just kind of looking at the 5-minute chart, not looking at percentages, compared to Bitcoin. So still, I noticed that like Bitcoin could be like looking like it's trending upwards. Stock market opens, it opens in the red, and then Bitcoin's like a huge copycat. Like, that person that you went to school with growing up that like copied everything you did, or maybe as an adult, that's what it feels like. It's just like this one big copycat. Ethereum sitting at 1281, gold sitting at 665. So Tesla was also down quite significantly today, down to 216. This is a 5-minute chart here on Tesla. So definitely fell quite a bit towards the actual end of the day here. A lot of chop and then that big fall that happened at the end of the day. So let's go and take a closer look here at Ethereum. Let's go look at Ethereum's daily chart, which also not looking too good, but actually holding up a little bit better than Bitcoin, because on the daily it hasn't made a lower low. So the low of this candle is 1262. The low of this candle here is 1267. So actually, from the daily chart perspective, Ethereum is holding up a little bit better because Bitcoin did make a lower low on that daily chart, I believe. Let me just double check here. Yeah, Bitcoin made a lower low on the daily compared to Ethereum. So that's kind of interesting there. Something you definitely want to keep in mind. We have Link sitting at 714. Let's see. We have Nexo coin sitting at 83 cents. So yeah, I mean, everything was pretty much down today for the most part. And marijuana stocks also didn't do too good today. This right here is the daily chart on Tilray. Tilray had a few big days as I got up here. Wow, over $4, but came down quite a bit. And let's go ahead and take a look here at the hourly chart on Tilray, which looks terrible and is trending downwards. Everything just looks terrible. And back over to like this, Tesla and electric or sustainable energy related stocks, pretty much all down today. None of it looking too good. So that's just kind of what we are seeing there. I have no interest in touching any of this. This is just a huge patience game. Also, what I wanted to show you guys is, as you know, like typically exactly 1 year from the top of Bitcoin in a market cycle is a buying opportunity of a lifetime in most cases, or excuse me, not in most cases. We haven't even seen that many market cycles. That was a bit of an overstatement, to be honest. So as you can see here, Bitcoin topped over here on the week of December 17th. And when you look over here, the week of December 17th, this would have been a great time to buy, right? You're buying Bitcoin between $3,000 and $4,000, right? Amazing buying opportunity. So we are coming up on the 1 year since the top on Bitcoin. So we could be seeing a massive buying opportunity, but I'm still anticipating one more pullback, a little bit of capitulation. So for me, it's like, I do not like how Bitcoin has behaved off of the, 17,500 low that we've seen. I don't like that behavior. I think the bounce off it has been extremely weak, and I'm looking for something very different. So for example, I think it's important to take into consideration, like this is a buying opportunity here that came in, let's see, basically like 51 weeks after Bitcoin's high. But then again, this is something you should it's hard to be exact on these charts, because this is a thing. Would you call, you can kind of call any of these three candles right here the high. I mean, the high of this candle is 19,697, 19,797, 19,891. Technically, this last one is the high, but they're all so close that you can kind of if you want to go back and find correlation, you can kind of cherry pick one of the three, to be honest with you. But as you could see here, massive buying opportunity came in the week of December 10th. So if you take the third high or the highest candle, then that is 51 weeks basically after. But what's interesting is I kind of talked about the price action. I mean, you would have bought that, but honestly, this price action would have been pretty not convincing to me, to be honest with you. So, some people are pretty confident that the 17.5 or 17.5 or 17.750 is the low on a Bitcoin. And as you can see here, Bitcoin did go up quite significantly after this low, but it came down and got fairly close to the previous bottom. So about the low of this candle is 13.3. The low of this one is 3,128. So within just a few $100. When you go from a percentage perspective, let's see. From here, the bottom of the low to then the low that came in after that was 6.88%. So what if we went and looked where we are now? Okay, 6.88%, because some people think that this right here, right, is that low. How's the percentage between here and, I guess you could say then that would have been it. 3.33%. So I guess you could say, like, I don't really like the price action that we got off of here. And we saw this strong move, okay? But then I don't like what it's done afterwards. I'm not like, this isn't convincing to me, okay? And we also, more pain probably needs to be felt. So that's kind of all that I have for you today on what I'm kind of looking at when it comes to the price of Bitcoin. I think a flash crash is possible. You have to just be ready for all scenarios. Nothing fundamentally has changed. I still think Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Still think it's like your best shot at getting rich. Probably the easiest investment that you could make in terms of making massive gains and not really having to do all that much besides buy at a decent time, sell at a decent time, and just sit back and relax. So that's all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.